So Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Boruto Uzumaki versus Isshiki Otsutsuki. Wagwan everyone, Sanchi Uchiha here, and welcome back to the channel where today we'll be talking about the upcoming chapters of the Boruto manga. So of course, there will be spoilers in this discussion, but all the same, if you're here for the long run, be sure to subscribe. I appreciate the support. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, well, relatively speaking. But I appreciate the support. So I'd love, for most things Boruto, you can subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications, leave a like if you enjoy what I have to say, and of course let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So Isshiki Otsutsuki, he has been taken to another dimension by Boruto Uzumaki, and Naruto and Sasuke have followed him for round 2 essentially. Yo, Boruto chapter 49 was really fast paced, but for the most part, it was a setup chapter for this. Now, the interesting thing about this setup that we have here with this upcoming fight for chapter 50 is that it really and truly sets the stage for some predictable events to occur, but some highly anticipated events. It's the kind of predictable that you want in your story. And by predictable I mean, and you can even tell by the thumbnail and title of this video, is the return or the reappearance of Momoshiki via him taking over Boruto's body. Now this is something that definitely needs to happen, reason being, separate and apart from like a fighting standpoint, right? The Otsutsuki are going to be more than likely going to be the main villains for Boruto. Boruto has already been confirmed. Until proven otherwise or stated otherwise, it's not going to be as long as Naruto. So we know the Otsutsuki are going to be like the primary villains, right? But we know with the Boruto manga, the villains and the Otsutsuki in general, there's much to be desired with them as villains or antagonists. So with that being said, having Momoshiki make a return in this fight against Isshiki and exploring the dynamic between Momoshiki and Isshiki, it's going to bring to light certain dynamics, personality traits, and just conflicts and events for the long run regarding the involvement with the Otsutsuki clan for the long run essentially, because it's going to dive more into why we should be invested in them, or at least it's going to get us more invested in the conflict that's to come regarding the Otsutsuki clan. Now, on a more surface level or superficial level, Naruto and Sasuke did not do so well against Isshiki in the last fight, to say the least. Therefore, Boruto being there is the differentiating factor, to say the least. So as I said, it kind of brings things down to a predictable but highly anticipated type of setup for chapter 50 and beyond, because we know that Naruto and Sasuke, between their last fight with Isshiki and now, nothing much has really changed. Really, honestly, there's nothing much has changed. And Isshiki has grown ridiculously powerful compared to last time. So even though it's going to be interesting to see how Naruto and Sasuke are going to approach the fight with Isshiki at this point, there's only so much they can do. So the way chapter 49 ended, obviously Naruto and Sasuke are going to go first, but Momoshiki, Boruto more likely is going to get involved in the fight at some point, and Momoshiki is going to come out at some point. So yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm really looking forward to see. Now, I do hope we do get a fight between them, but more so I'm hoping it's more dialogue heavy for the most part, because alright, look at it this way. We know Isshiki was aware of Momoshiki's presence within the Chunin exams arc. We know that for the most part. One, of course, we know that Kara did investigate who the they investigated Naruto and Sasuke to see if they got a karma seal after the fight. So we know there is some investment from Ishiki's part in the, I wouldn't want to say well-being, but I guess the current state of, Momoshiki's existence. There's some investment there from him. Now, on the Momoshiki side, we know during the fight between, the training sessions between Kawaki and Boruto, with Naruto and, Himawari observing, when they were going to do that whole, the shinobi reconciliation, I don't remember what they call it, but Yeah, we saw when Kawaki and Boruto were about to, like, for lack of a better term in this case, shake hands. Momoshiki made a slight appearance in Boruto's consciousness. So there is some kind of dynamic or relationship there between the two Otsutsuki, and exploring this dynamic or relationship is going to really push the story forward in the right direction, I feel, specifically when it comes on to the antagonists and our investment in them by extension. So yeah, so it's one thing for Boroshiki, as the community is calling him, to fight Isshiki at this point, but even then, even with Borushiki, I don't see. I mean, with Naruto, Sasuke, and Borushiki, they might be able to pull something off, but more often, are like 9 times out of 10, I see Momoshiki making some kind of deal with Isshiki more than likely. Probably after Naruto and Sasuke are like pounded into the ground or something, because Momoshiki himself, he's like, with Momoshiki with Kinshiki absorbed, he's like what, 50% of Naruto and Sasuke's power. So I don't really see him making that much of a difference with this fight with Isshiki, like taking Isshiki out before Isshiki like wipes out all of them. So I'm seeing, or I'm speculating and predicting it to go along the lines of Momoshiki to come out, there's some discussion, some deal, some agreement, and that of course is going to lead more so into more conflict with Naruto and Sasuke, which I'll save for another video. We know, based on what Sasuke said in the chapter 49, we've got to talk about that in another video. But yeah, that's all I have for this one, people. Let me know what you think and what your expectations are for the return of Momoshiki, because at this point it's inevitable. Naruto and Sasuke aren't going to be able to take out Isshiki. They just aren't. It's going to be interesting to see how they approach the fight, but they just won't be able to take him down. And even with Borushiki, even if he jumps into the fray, I don't see them beating Isshiki, because Momoshiki himself was not as strong as Naruto and Sasuke, so it's just not going to work. So for the very fact that an Otsutsuki is going to be talking or speaking with another Otsutsuki, that is going to be the quote-unquote saving grace for them, debatably speaking. But anyway, let me know what you thought. Let me know your thoughts as well. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next Boruto discussion video.